Wow. Hi. Little bit nervous, not gonna lie. Hopefully anybody's here. Oh, hi Mom CJ. I'm having a massive case of stage fright. Hi Becky. Did you enjoy the chapter? Or chapters? Oh, hello there. I feel like I should be more entertaining, but being entertaining is hard. Uh, it's funny. I've gotten used to having the camera going, but oh, hi Erin. You guys are enjoying this. Uh, in case anybody's wondering, I know several of you here, and yeah. Sorry about the lighting. It's really dark 'cause nighttime. And in case anybody gets bored, I actually do have something I can read to you. 'Cause, I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up. Um, I guess does anybody have any like book talk they want to do? Hi Kai. I am super nervous. Um, how's everybody's weather? Ours is freezing again. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, I can't look at my other screen because if I do, I realize that there's a delay, and that's just bizarre. Also, it's quiet in the house without anything going. Oh, I'm really excited about the Little House books too. I read uh the first chapter yesterday and got it recorded. And there's a little bit that I think I'm going to probably, I guess you would say self-edit because there's some stuff that is just really not cool I'm not comfortable speaking about. In particular there's this one song and I'm like, I am not reading that out loud, so you're not going to get it word for word, but it will. I'm looking forward to it. I'm also, even though I don't want it to, I don't actually want more winter, but there's a little tiny part of me that wants one more good snowfall because I bought some maple syrup and I want to make the maple syrup candy like they do in the Little House books, but you really need fresh, clean snow from that. So it's okay. But yeah, okay. But yeah, McCaffrey is always another good one, which that is going to be the next thing that we read when we finish up all the James Herriot books. I definitely think we are going to do the Brain Ship series because I have all the ones that had Anne McCaffrey in them. Like I don't have the ones that were written after she was gone, but I do have all the ones that were written by her or by her collaborating with someone. So, kind of excited about that series. It's a lot of fun. Uh, like I said, I'm so torn on the snow thing because I both want it to snow so I can make the maple syrup candy, but I'm also just absolutely done with winter this year. I am completely over it. Although it probably won't be tomorrow, but well, not me. My oldest son got some video when we were driving into town today, and it was so cool because the snow, we warmed up a little bit for a couple of days, so the top layer of the snow melted, and then it refroze. So everything as we were driving into town with the sun shining on it looked like ice sculptures. It was so pretty, and I just hope that the video comes out as pretty as it looked in real life. Dude, I am not. No, no. No, all right, then it can't snow again because I'm not paying anybody money. Oh, I can't even imagine. 70s? That's Kyle, what is the Legend of Brightblade? I don't think I know that one. Also, if this bumps the speaker, I'm sorry, but I'm also nervous and my throat keeps going dry. Becky, you're up in Canada, aren't you? I think, maybe. Like I should be like dancing. And no, no, I'm not actually going to be dancing, but definitely feel like I should be more entertaining. Oh, neat. I don't know if you can link links in the chat. I have no idea how any of this works if you know the truth. Like, I don't even know how to like give people stuff. I Mopsy, I think you're supposed to be getting old kind of like we are. But I mean, not as severe as we're getting up here this weekend. But I think I saw that there's one more big cold front that's pushing through. And Aaron, just tell Kyle to send it to me over Discord, because that sounds interesting. I can't wait. Mopsy, I can seriously not wait until we get flowers. Actually, I would just be happy with getting grass, but you know. Also, gosh, I'm twitchy. I can see it in the other screen that's the delay, and boy, I'm twitchy. Becky, how much snow do you usually get where you are? It was so funny. I've got a couple of friends that are also YouTubers, and they're down in Pennsylvania, and they were talking about how they had looked up the snowiest city in the United States, and they uh, they said Syracuse, New York was the snowiest city, and Syracuse, New York doesn't even get nearly the snow that we get up here. So it kind of made me laugh. But then I was thinking about it and I was like, I bet that they were going by actual cities. So Becky, are you California or are you Canada? Because I thought you were in um, somewhere up in the middle of Canada, I think. Like towards the west, though. And I think I might have missed something. Yeah, I was thinking it was Canada. I've got so many books that are still on my list of things to read. Oh no, it's fine, Mopsy. I wasn't sure if it was Canada or California once you said California, and I was like, oops, might be. British Columbia looks really pretty in the pictures that I've seen. Oh, also, Mopsy, I actually tried making fritters, and today I went out and I bought a thermometer for oil because I think they ended up being that they were really soggy, and I think it was because the oil wasn't hot enough. I mean, they weren't terrible, but they were kind of on the soggy side. So I think that is what I did wrong with them. But I'm not really sure because that was the first time I've actually attempted to fry anything in probably 20 years. No, I didn't video that one. I figured I would just do an experiment of it. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that what I did was the oil just wasn't hot enough. So I'm going to do another experiment of it, and I'm going to this time actually have the thermometer in the oil to hopefully get it to the right temperature. Although my next actual cooking video is kind of it's it should be pretty good, although I already realized that I messed it up. But I'm doing two very easy pies for Pi Day, so it'll be out on the 14th. Yeah, well, I wanted to do Aaron, I wanted to do the deep frying thing because at some point when it hits in the books, I'm going to be doing um, fish and chips, and I also am going to be doing what's it called? Bangers and mash. And no, I haven't done a Yorkshire pudding again because I use the batter as my batter for the fritters. Which my oldest son actually did eat all of them, and he said that they were good. They were just the batter wasn't like it didn't crisp up. So, oh my God. You know what I didn't send you a picture of, Aaron? I didn't send you a picture of the peanut butter pie that I made, which is going to be in the Pie Day video. And it was really, really good. Yeah, yeah. Um, I did on Mopsy, I did on the Yorkshire batter that I made as my fritter base. I did it with your recipe that you sent me on Facebook. So, and that just had the one egg, and I actually just scrolled back up through our conversation and just got the recipe out of there. Yeah, I was really kind of sad about how eggy it tasted. It was good, but yeah. Oh, Becky, peanut butter pie is so good. And like I said, I'm doing two really easy refrigerator pies for Pie Day. That's going to be the video for that day. And I already made the peanut butter pie and got it recorded. And oh my God, it's really, really good. And then I'm also doing my Cheaters version of a like a French silk chocolate pie, except it's completely the cheating version of it, but it tastes so good. Also, Becky, do you have ocean beaches or just lake beaches? I can't remember if British Columbia is on the coastline or not. I'm really hoping that the fritters will be better. Actually, what I'm hoping will be tasty, because I usually don't like fish, Mopsy, is I'm hoping that when I do the fish and chips, I actually like it, because I'm not a big fish eater. You know, I I didn't forget about it, and I was like, that would make a really cute video. So then I was just thinking up what were two pies that I actually would want to eat, and I was like, peanut butter pie is delicious, and chocolate pie is like my absolute favorite, so that is what I was going to do. Aaron, I think the thing is the oil intimidates me. I have no idea what that means. Can you guys hear me okay? Because it's saying something about the audio bit rate is low or something. I have no idea what that actually means. The fish I bought, Mopsy, is I got cod little fillets and they're down in my freezer. So hopefully it will be tasty. Okay, good. I just wasn't sure because it was saying something on my YouTube studio over there, and I'm like, what on earth are you babbling about? So, is anybody interested in why you wouldn't like to be in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan? Yeah, I know that cod is supposed to be a better fish. I've never been a big fish person, so I'm always kind of iffy on it. Okay, Becky, yeah. You know, I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever even seen the Pacific Ocean. I've swum in the Atlantic, but I don't think I've ever seen the. Yeah, I've never actually been all the way out in the West Coast. The furthest west I've been is I've been to Arizona, I've been up into Nevada and Colorado. Aaron, you know, I know you don't always adore the Upper Peninsula, but got to admit it beats Tennessee, right? At least I think it beats Tennessee. Although if you actually like Tennessee, that's cool. Mopsy, yes, I actually do. Not all the time because sometimes I get really self-conscious but you know. Oh, Kyle, I know you miss Hawaii. From what I've heard, Becky, the Pacific is supposed to be colder than the Atlantic, isn't it? Or is it the other way around? I can't even. The only place I've actually been swimming as far as ocean is down in Florida, and that's pretty warm year round, so. Yeah, Aaron, I know. It's the snow is a bit extreme. Oh, that's pretty cool, Becky. I've been to Maryland, but I don't know, 12 or 13, so that was a very, very, very long time ago. So I don't even really remember it very much. Although I did think about it when I was reading the Misty of Shinto books, I was like, I've been there, but yeah. Yeah, the Atlantic down in Florida is warm enough. The lakes up here, you can start swimming in them in, I would say July. July's a good time to start swimming in the lakes here. And then by September, they're too cold to swim in again. I need to keep talking. I definitely should not stop talking, which is really hard because I think the only time I do a lot of talking is when I'm reading on the videos or when I'm forcing myself to talk while I'm walking, which is not a natural thing for me. Except when I'm around Aaron and Kyle, because then it's really hard to shut me up, so. That is very true, Aaron. You can start swimming in July or August, and yeah, you have to stop around the end of August because that's when the lakes start getting really cold again. Except for Lake Superior, which I just don't recommend anyone swim in at any point at all because Lake Superior is beautiful and majestic, and Lake Superior also wants to kill you. So, I yeah, but the only time I talk a lot when I'm on a road trip, Aaron, is when I'm with you and Kyle. So, oh, those polar bear people, Becky, those people are insane. That just no, not my thing. I am totally not into polar bear plunges. That's absolutely insane. Yeah, Lake Superior definitely wants to keep you as a friend forever because it loves everyone, right? Yeah, there's no way. We were walking until what, like 3-ish weeks ago? We were walking across the lake when we go and take care of the cats that were cat sitting. And we were just tromping across on top of the ice and it was great. But then we got a little bit of a warm up and then it refroze and we were tromping across the ice and I sunk through the top layer into about a foot and a half of slush, and I lost my boot in that slush and I was soaked up to my knee and I was like, "You know what? I think we're gonna start walking all the way around again because I just, nope, 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 nope. It conjured up all those images of like sliding under the ice and dying, which just didn't sound like it would be any fun at all. Becky, you are braver than me if you ever want to do it. Although from the polar bear plunges that I saw when I was living up in Houghton, they usually have a sauna set up right there. So the people would like get in the sauna, get all nice and hot, and then they would plunge into the ice water and then be right back out into the sauna. Mopsy, our lake, I think, goes down to. It's not really, really deep. I think the deepest portion is like 45 feet, maybe. So it's not really, like super deep. Oh, geez, Kyle. Don't go off the path, Kyle. That's no fun. Can you guys, Aaron, can you still go and take that back path by the waterfall up to Walmart, or did you have to like find a new way? Becky, I'm not sure if it's brave or stupid either. It's definitely one of those. I think I'm erring a little bit more on the stupid side, but maybe it's brave, I don't know. Tell Kyle he needs to write that now. Don't step off the path. Oh my gosh, but yeah. Actually, my oldest son and I were talking with one of our local neighbors, and they said that about the same time that I lost my boot is about the same time that one of our other neighbors went through the ice just on the edge, and I was definitely like, yeah, it is time to not be walking across the middle of the lake. Becky, I think you're probably right. It's definitely not my thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, speaking of, just on that the weather note, because this is actually something I thought would make everybody laugh. And I'm not going to read much, but in this You Still Wouldn't Like It Here book, the chapter is called Climate, and it says, "We have weather in the Upper Peninsula. There's a distinct difference between climate and weather. Fresno, Tampa, Tucson, those cities have climate. The UP is a dark, frigid, snow-covered outpost where at the Office of Homeland Security they exile various personalities until they show that they can be allowed back into the United States. The growing season up here is, according to the wishful thinkers in plant nurseries and tourist bureaus, a total of 75 frost-free days a year. All UP gardeners know that you need to divide this by two, maybe three. Then you'll get the real numbers. The government has tried to keep it a secret, but longtime Yoopers know that the Upper Peninsula was selected by the Donner Party to acclimate themselves before they headed west to their fate in the snowy California mountains." I thought that was funny. And it feels very, 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 very true right now. Actually, the growing season thing is probably true. Oh, speaking of the growing season, I have two carrots in my big tub that have sprouted, and I'm very, very excited about that. And I also thought up the next thing that I want to paint on a mirror that I found in the basement. And I think what I'm going to do is gonna do lotus flowers, like stylized lotus flowers. I always try and like draw something to see if I can draw it before I try to do anything else. Aaron, you can't eat wayward travelers. I don't think they're actually healthy. So, you know, Becky, I complain about the weather, and I mean, right now I am definitely complaining about the weather, but I still love it here. So, Mopsy, I'm still thinking about it, but I needed. That's actually what I forgot to do. I was gonna buy some squirt bottles so I could like try and paint the snow, but I didn't. Did you see the Facebook memory that I put up? I think either today or yesterday. It was of the snow painting that I did, I think 4 years ago. But yeah, I need to try and do that again. Actually, that one I just did with a old soap bottle, so I guess if that all, I can still do that if I want to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I felt so bad. I saw that you had messaged me yesterday, and then I didn't get back to you for a couple hours because I was out most of the day yesterday. Just we we walk around the lake now to go and take care of the cats that we're watching, and what should be like maybe a 20-minute walk tops is taking us upwards of an hour because the entire road has turned into a skating rink, and I am trying really hard not to fall. I think it was 4 years ago. Well, I mean, Aaron, I've been at the cabin now for, I think this is my fifth winter at the cabin, which is absolutely bananas, and I don't know where time has gone. So, Becky, I can imagine that. Oh, thank you. Hello, Soot Sprite. It is nice to see you. Mopsy, I probably could ski to the neighbors, except I don't have skis. So, Soot, what does Charles DeLint write? Because I don't think I know that. Is that an author or is that a series? Sometimes I feel like I get hyper focused on certain authors and I'm always looking for new ones. So hopefully that didn't transmit. I'm always worried. Urban fantasy is pretty good. Is that the Soot Sprite? Is that the author's name? Is Charles DeLint? I can't even imagine. Urban fairy tales do sound fun. I feel like there are enough books that if I just keep reading forever, I could probably read forever. Although I am trying to If I know that something has a really excellent audiobook to it, then I don't think that I'm going to read that series. Like I would love to read the Wheel of Time books, but from everyone that I've heard from, their audiobooks are like almost unparalleled. Like their audiobooks have several different people reading them, and it's almost like listening to a radio broadcast, is what I've been told. And I can't compete with that. But I don't know. I just like reading out loud. It's kind of funny. Back at the start of the chat, the person who I said hello to, Jay Guerre, which I'm totally butchering that pronunciation, that is actually the person who I started reading out loud on the channel for, because they actually did not have a copy of any of the Anne McCaffrey books in their library on audio, and I was like, well, I'll just read it on my channel then. And that is how this all started. Thank you. I I'm getting to the point where I don't hate the sound of my own voice, but it took me a while. Like I think it took me, if I go back and look at my videos, I I see you still there. I didn't know you were still here. Well, you're getting all the credit because if everyone wants to say thank you to Jay, um, they are the reason that I started reading books. So, or at least started reading books out loud on YouTube. Oh, and I love reading out loud to people. Actually, you can ask both of my kids probably remember me reading maybe not the most appropriate books to read to your children, but I did read out loud to my children some Stephen King, some Anne McCaffrey, all of the Harry Potter books. I mean, we did a whole lot of out loud reading. Oh. But I do occasionally get people, not too many, but I have occasionally gotten people maybe leaving comments that my pronunciation is not always the best. So I always do beg everyone's pardon if I butcher words. Because sometimes the brain and the tongue and things don't actually all work together well. Oh yeah, Narnia. Yeah, actually that is a good question, Mopsy. Had anybody else actually read the McCaffrey? I mean, I think I've read. I used to say I think I had read all of Anne McCaffrey's books, but Mopsy has pointed out several that she has that I haven't read. So that's definitely. You know, I like that idea, Aaron. Yeah, that's true, Mopsy. Although, sometimes some people did have a good point. Like, sometimes I'll look at a word and get just a little bit, I don't think I'm officially dyslexic, but I think I'm a little bit dyslexic because I will reverse letters all the time, or I'll add in letters. I think the best example of that is there's a character in the Wheel of Time books, and her name is Avienda. And for the first probably 5 years that I was reading Wheel of Time books, I thought her name was Elvidia. And there's no L in that name, but in my head, there was an L in that name until I actually stopped and looked. So, Aaron, that's a terrible challenge. I could probably do it, but that's a terrible challenge. Mopsy, Anne McCaffrey wrote so many books and so many good books. I didn't read a lot of Stephen King to my kids when they were kids, but I did read them The Eyes of the Dragon, which honestly, that is such like a fantastic book and one I've thought about reading out loud, but yeah. Somebody said that there is recordings of, I think, Anne McCaffrey reading The White Dragon out loud on YouTube. But I'm not gonna lie, I have actually been, since I started reading them out loud, now I super don't want to go listen to the audiobooks because I would probably just be comparing myself to it. So, oh, Becky, that's sweet. I didn't grow up without TV, but I didn't actually do a lot of watching TV. Hi, Lucy. The Pern books are good. When I finish with all of the James Herriot books, the next series, I think I said a while ago, that I'm going to read is Anne McCaffrey's Brain Ship series, which is so cool. It's a little more sci-fi than the Pern books were because it's you're out in the spaceships and it's a really cool series. And I think there's the ship who sang, ship who searched, the ship who won, the city who fought, and partnership. So I have five. And I think that's all of them. Am I right on that, Mopsy? I think there's five, and then there's the ones that Jody Lynn Nye wrote, but I don't have those. Hey, Anne McCaffrey was a really good author. Actually, it's really funny if you stop and think about some of the things that Anne McCaffrey was writing about back in the 60s that are actually happening now. It's absolutely crazy. Hi, Tracy. Oh my gosh. I I don't think I ever did different voices, and I usually don't do different voices, although I did do an absolutely horrible British accent in which book was that? It wasn't The Dreadful Future of Blossom Culp, it was Ghosts I Have Been. So, so yeah, I did an absolutely terrible, British accent in one thing, and I think I did a Southern accent in that book too, and I was like, you know what? I think from here on out, I'm going to not do different voices. But, although some of it too is the fact that I'm recording myself and I'm like I can see myself in the camera and I'm like, oh no, no, I can't totally make an idiot of myself. Aaron, I can see you doing that. But then again, you've always been braver than me. Oh, Mopsy, the names that she came up with, like I don't even know how she came up with those names. Although I'm reading right now just on my own, I'm reading the Phoenix Unchained books again, and honestly, I'm starting to think that most fantasy and sci-fi authors, they they just come up with the craziest names that they can. I mean, I guess I kind of do, Mopsy. What was it that my oldest son said that I just put on my customer service voice when I'm reading out loud. But Becky, I don't know. It's really hard. Like sometimes when I'm really getting into a chapter, I think I kind of lose myself in it, so I might be changing my voice a little bit, but I don't know. And Aaron, you have always been absolutely phenomenal at being an extrovert, which I have no idea how you managed it because I am definitely not an extrovert. So, as I said, like itching and whittling and yeah, kids are kind of wonderful. Tracy, where are you at? I think you told me once and I can't remember. Because I think I haven't seen you in like since a while ago, but I think I remember you in the comments from like a year or so ago. Aaron, you manage being an extrovert way better than I ever have. So, kudos to you and I don't know where you learned it from. You know, Mopsy, I was just looking back up at your comment and I think I started reading Anne McCaffrey in late 80s, so I wasn't too far behind you. Yeah, I'm gonna need to find that short story, but oh, Lucy, I wish I could crochet. You should talk to Mopsy. Mopsy crochets, and I think does embroidery and a bunch of other stuff. It's like absolutely. I like to say that I can't do it because I'm left-handed, but I think that's just an excuse. I think I've just never actually learned how to do it properly. Because I'm pretty sure it's just an excuse because I know my mom actually used to crochet and she was left-handed. So, poetry would be interesting. The a lot of the poetry, well, I guess the only poetry I really, really liked is the stuff like Tolkien wrote. So, that still kind of counts as sci-fi and fiction, doesn't it? Actually, that was so funny. I was thinking about quoting uh, Tolkien's "The road goes ever on and on." Lucy, are you right-handed or left-handed? Because every tutorial I've ever seen on crocheting is for a right-handed person, and my right hand is absolutely stupid and it doesn't know how to do anything. I taught myself how to do a chain, but I've never figured out how to loop the chain back on itself and, do the rows. But although I don't know, like if I add one more hobby, I might go absolutely crazy now that I've started watching or drawing and stuff again, which I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So Becky, you're braver than me. I can't actually do singing in front of anybody but my kids. Mopsy, yeah, I saw that they co-wrote, and I have the ones that they co-wrote with Anne McCaffrey, but I don't have the ones that they did by themselves of the Brainship series. So, Tracy, you're saying that your left hand is your less intelligent hand? That's something like I love watching people do crocheting and stuff, but yeah, I've never actually figured it out. Becky, my sister-in-law, she can crochet and she can knit, and the last time that they came up here and visited, I just sat and watched her as she was like just going at it with these knitting needles, and I'm like, what on earth are you even doing? So, yeah, once we get to, I think it's the ship errant, I don't have, and I don't have anything past that. But I do have the ones that either Anne McCaffrey wrote herself or co-wrote with somebody else. So we'll be doing the first five in the Brainship series. Oh, Jean Craighead George, I actually think, Soot Sprite, that I have Jean Craighead George is the one that wrote name. Julia the Wolves, right? Because I actually have that book, Julia the Wolves. I'm just not sure I can read it without sobbing. Because I did look at it and kind of was like, I should read that out loud. And then I was like, so. Mopsy, I'm not sure that I've read any Margaret Ball. Which ones did she write with Margaret Ball? Soot Sprite, with Julia the Wolves, does it make you cry? Because it makes me cry like a baby. That's the only Craighead George book that I have, but yeah, it makes me sob. I haven't heard of the Talking Earth. Lucy, which cat books are you talking about? Oh, okay, Partnership was with Ball. That's a pretty good one. I think I told you the last time I talked to you, Mopsy, that my absolute favorite of the Brainship books is The Ship Who Searched. Like that is my number one favorite of that series. I would love to have an otter. Somebody said that they saw an otter out on our lake last year, and I cannot tell you how much I patrolled around the shoreline looking for an otter, and all I saw were muskrats. But several people on our lake swear up and down that they saw an otter last year. So I was like, maybe it could come down and just live in the boathouse. I would be totally 100% on board for that. And trust me, I would get as many pictures of it as I could. Speaking of pictures, I don't know if anybody watches the morning videos, but did you like the bald eagle in this morning's video? I wasn't even sure that it was a bald eagle until I played it back and was like, "Oh yeah, I see a white head and a white tail." And poor Poe, our crow, he was so mad. He actually was trying to mob the eagle. So, Aaron, do you think that's how that works? Like, I don't think that we can level up the muskrat. Uh, Soot, there is a book that I read when I was a kid, and I think it was called Maxwell's Otter, and it was by Alexander Key, and it was about a guy who had an otter, but it was magical somehow, and it was so good. So, like, it was a absolutely fantastic book that I don't remember very much of because it's out of print. Oh, Becky, I absolutely love crows. Lucy, I don't have the Bark Cat books, but I have read them, and that one was really good. Although I do like the Bark Cats that are in the Tower and the Hive series. But yeah, I know that she did write a couple, what was it, three or four of the cat books that Anne McCaffrey wrote. That one was good. Or that series was good, but I don't own that one. Becky, crows are smart. But they're so sweet. Like, Poe will come, the crow that we have, that I say we have, it's not our crow, but he hangs around. And he'll come up and he'll just caw up in the tree, and he's so cute. Like I keep trying to make friends with him, and I don't ever see him landing on my hand like the chickadees do, but I would probably be excited about it. I Mopsy, I actually am really amused by our Blue Jays, but I don't know. They I guess my chickadees aren't too intimidated by them. So, and the woodpeckers don't bother with the blue jays, so they mostly all kind of get along. You think that's how that works, Lucy? I I I like to think that Poe likes me, and then he has a mate, but I don't see her very often. So, oh, Mopsy, that's sad. Like our blue jays And we only see the blue jays here really in the wintertime. Soot, I don't even I've never even ordered off of Amazon, so yeah. Oh my gosh, Tracy, my oldest son was telling me that I should buy a choose your own adventure book and we should do it where at the end of every chapter we do like a community post poll and everybody whichever like path gets the most votes, that's what we read next. I was like that would be funny. But it was definitely a thought that I have had. Mopsy, I think we have about 35 or maybe even 40 Blue Jays that come during the day, but they kind of do a big circuit of the lake and it's kind of, yeah, they definitely can eat you out of house and home. Well, Tracy, I will have to keep looking. I don't think I have any choose your own adventure. Hi, your mom, Autumn. I don't think I have any choose your own adventure books right now, but I could probably find one at one of the Oh, Aaron, that is a good idea. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, your mom, Autumn. Um, but yeah, I will look the next time I go into town and hit the resale store and see if I can find an interesting looking choose your own adventure. Now, Becky, I do love Blue Jays and I do love crows, but I definitely, in the last probably 3 or 4 or 5 years, is I think chickadees and nuthatches have definitely become my favorites because they like me. So they are really pretty. Like, I do love blue jays for the color that they bring. Although I also love some of the little visitors that we get in, like the grosbecs that we get are so pretty. But we don't get them all the time, so that's always kind of sad. What is Zachary Zargay, Kyle? Yes, Autumn, I have two cats, and one is being her chubby self over that way, and the other one, I don't know where he's at, but actually, if you watch some of the videos, you'll see some. Actually, I have a whole playlist that's my cats. So if you're ever bored, you can check that playlist and see. I have a very fat female cat named Zia. She's very, very cute. And I have a not fat anymore because he's getting old, uh, black and white male cat named Higgy. Or actually, his name is actually Hige, but it quickly became Higgy, and that is definitely been his name ever since. And then we used to have our old lady cat, but we lost her last year, and that was Skitty, and she is in some of my earliest videos. Tracy, Grosbecks are absolutely gorgeous. Kyle, that sounds cool. I will have to look into it. Also, I am probably Higgy. It's not Higgy Piggy, Aaron or Kyle. It's Higgity Biggity Boo, obviously. Oh, Mopsy, I probably won't be putting out the hummingbird feeder until early May, probably. So, and that will be probably the first time I see hummingbirds. I love my cats. They're silly, but I love them. That is a good question, Autumn. I get afraid of heights, so I'm probably gonna have to go with the $25 million. Because I could just see me being able to fly going a little bit too high and then freaking out. I guess we will have to do that. Tracy, I would love to have hummingbirds year round, but they would freeze to death, so. Yeah, Becky, I'm thinking the 25 million might be a little more practical. 25 million bucks. I don't think I need 25 million, but if they're just gonna hand it to you. Aaron, I don't want a small plane. I don't want any planes. Like, you can't get me on them, remember? Oh, Lucy, I see, I like dogs, but as either of my children will tell you, I've been bitten by a couple dogs in my life, and so now I'm kind of afraid of them. And yeah. So, did you look at any of the other like the children's books that I've read? 'Cause you might like a couple of them. I read The Incredible Journey, which made me cry. And I read The Black Stallion. You might like Jane Emily. That's a really good one. It's funny, I was looking at it and I think between the Anne McCaffrey books and the kids' books now, I think I have read around 40 books on this channel now. But Becky, you are braver than me. I do not do well in any of the airplane things. Oh, now I'm gonna have to go. Oh, yeah, the hummingbird. Yeah, Mopsy, all we get are the ruby-throated here. Soot, I am excited for the Little House too. I've already recorded the first chapter, and that's going to be going up tomorrow night. And then, because I try and stay 2 days ahead, just in case of power outages or anything along those lines up here. So like today, I read chapters 3 and 4 of All Things Bright and Beautiful, and then tomorrow I'll be reading chapter 2 of Little House. And so I try and stay 2 days ahead on the books. That way, even if, say, we get a big storm and our power goes out for a day or two, you guys will still at least have chapters for 2 days. So that's usually my plan on things like that. So now, if the power goes out, you probably wouldn't have any morning videos, but I don't know if anybody watches. I feel like maybe my audience is different for the morning videos and the reading videos. But Lucy, the James Harriet books are a lot of fun. And I think I've only cried twice so far while reading them. I'm always so embarrassed, but I can't help it. If I get emotional when reading, I get emotional while reading. So, but anyway, I am probably gonna start and get this wrapped up because I am starting to think that maybe it's almost bedtime. Maybe. Hi again, Jay. I know you said you watch all the things. I appreciate it. Autumn, I haven't been to a theme park in probably 14 years, I think. I've been having a lot of fun on the morning videos, just kind of doing a little bit of everything. I love Mopsy. I absolutely love Dragon's Dawn. I think that is actually my favorite of the Dragon Riders books. Oh, definitely. You know, Becky, I wish that I could say I was getting sleepy, and I kind of am, but I my sleep is terrible. But yeah. Aaron, I would go to 100,000 Renaissance festivals over a theme park, but we went to a Ren Fair, what, 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Mopsy, I think I reread Dragon's Dawn more often than any of the other Pern books. But anyway. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up. And I'm thinking since this went pretty okay, I'm thinking that maybe we'll do this a couple times a month, maybe, if that sounds good to you guys. Um, we could do this either once a week or we could do it like once a month or we'll figure it out. Mopsy, I would love handmade stuff. But yeah, Ren fairs are absolutely fantastic. Anyway, guys, I could probably keep talking all night now that I'm having fun, but I definitely think it is about time to wrap this up. So until I see you the next time, I will keep an eye on the community posts. I will definitely let you know the next time I am going to do this. Since it worked out, we're going to say hip hip hooray. It worked out, and yeah. But until then, I will talk to you guys later. Stay safe, stay warm, or cool, depending on where you live. Stay healthy if you can, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.